Whoa, welcome back to Monster Train, the 7:41 p.m. edition. Yeah, I know, right? It's downright early. And I mentioned it yesterday. I'm going to be streaming Frostpunk tonight, and I want to try to get Monster Train out of the way because I keep playing that game until it's way too late, and then, recording Monster Train very late. And so here we are in what to me feels like the afternoon. For most people would be the evening, but my days are shifted forward like 5 hours from what you would have if you were waking up at like 8 a.m. Yeah, there was a time in my life where I woke up at 8 a.m. That's too early. I think the earliest I like is 10 p.m. Anyway, how you doing today? How's it going? I will warn you, since it is evening time, my neighbors are also having some sort of a party, so you may hear some errant noises. I haven't heard much, but you never know. If it has been a while since I recorded at not 4 in the morning. I live in the country, and there are, especially now because it's harvest season, occasionally you'll hear a very loud farm implement going down the road. If that happens, I will pause the episode. However, you know, just be aware. You may hear some very loud noises in the background. Usually it's pretty quiet, but Ratropolis a year ago, I think it was a little over a year ago now, actually, when I was recording that in the afternoons, when it was like the first thing I would do with my day, one of my neighbors just whipped out a chainsaw and took down a tree in the middle of my recording session. Never seen anything like it. Anyway, uh, let me get you the question and let's get rolling, shall we? I'm not on any sort of time constraint, though. I don't have to go to bed after this. It's crazy. For today's question, it is the change of the season. I'm going to ask you a clothing related question in honor of the change of the season. We've done the pants question in the past. I want to ask if you are a sweater person or like a turtleneck or anything like that, because I am not. I really don't like long sleeves. I wear t-shirts pretty much year round, no matter what. And then, despite saying I don't like long sleeves, I will wear a hoodie to complement, or just like some sort of jacket of that sort. Like a zip up or a pullover. Either one. That's my go-to, and that's what I wear basically year-round, just minus the hoodie or plus. I've worn more or less the same set of outfits, although, I get new shirts every now and then, but I've worn, like, sweatpants and t-shirt for the last, I don't know, 8 years probably. It's the life. Very comfortable, very nice. But yeah, let me know. What's your go-to shirt? You a tank top person maybe? Maybe a sweater type, maybe just the long sleeves. There's a lot of shirts out there you could have. Let's roll, shall we? I believe we shall. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all that. Today we are Exile Stygian Hellhorned. It is this guy, Soulguard. Your boy doesn't love Soulguard, but I will persevere. We got Explosive Sigil, Daedalus, Spell Shield, Palpation Seraph, Crystallis Vent, Titan's Tooth. Decent starters. They're expensive. There's two things that I look for in starter cards, right? Either things that are free and won't have big impact on the run, or these cards, which are good damage, right? Crystallis basically wins you the first combat. We can do whatever we want. Default Hellhorn. I think Forever Flame is still better, because sometimes you play an imp line. I was thinking about that Slay effect, but nah. Hellhorn does open up armor for a Cold Channel, which is fine with me. We can play that line. And Cold Channel makes me want to play it cool and not take the artifact, so I will do that. And Cold Channel will help us with bosses. Spikes doesn't actually do that much to me here. We have torches as well. Spikes is fine. Does the boss get spikes 3? Non-boss enemies, okay. It's like, bosses will get armor, and they won't get spikes, and they won't get the full heal effect. You know the full heal effect? The one from... Do you 50-50 this? Nah. I was thinking about playing it a different way for the incants, but this is better for the incants too. Thinking about playing the vent and then trying to have the Titan's Tooth get played off of the Oregon power, but that's just a waste. We'll torch here. But yeah, bosses will get the armor, and they will get the... Oh, there's nothing. I rubbed my eye for a second. I was like, hey, where'd the enemies go? There are no enemies. Do they only get armor? They don't get the heal when they walk up. They don't get multi-strike. I think they only get armor. Oh, they get spell shield as well. Oh yeah, they'll also get spell shield. You play Foregone Power first here. Yeah, because that'll let you guarantee Titan's Tooth, basically. The only way is if Foregone Power hits itself there, which is much more unlikely if you play it first. It's one of those things that I have to change. When you have 2 Foregone Powers in your hand like that, and an offering card, you have to play the Foregone Power first. Something that I don't always like to do, because missing Crystallis feels weird. Ice Tornado and Preserve are both very good cards that I hate taking with Foregone Power, so I'm not interested. We already have 2 Crystallises, so that's a skip. Welder Helper. Yep. Give that guy Endless, put that on Cold Channel, that's a lot of damage. What's our next ring like? It's a Steel Shop. I don't feel bad, especially with a starting out Welder Helper. I don't feel bad going to the Hellhorned banner. We need to pick a unit that will fit behind Soulguard. So the interesting thing here is usually I like to play Soulguard, Siren, Siren. Pardon me, my hand is off of the mouse right now. A ghost has taken over my game. I like to play Soulguard, Siren, Siren in a run like this. However, because the imp has to be the one to grant armor, we don't play Soulguard, Siren, Siren. I think you still go left. There's Endless is a good hit right now as well. I think if you have 2 good hits in a shop, it's right to go to that shop. Yeah, we could play Alpha Fiend, but Alpha Fiend doesn't actually make any sense here. Because he's too big, right? I have to take space. And what is Alpha Fiend good for? Oh, he's good for Relentless. We already have a good thing for Relentless. So I pick whichever one of these units makes us more likely to... two ideas here. You pick one of these units, whichever one you want to pick to help you kill the next combat. Or you pick Alpha Fiend and plan to put the infusion on a sweeper, which I'm not a huge fan of. I like Rail Beater a little more. I think I disrespect Rail Beater a little bit. I'll slap Endless on a Welder Helper. Call that good enough. Oh yeah, there's also, it's worth going to that Hellhorn banner because there's a small chance there's an Apex Imp in there. And then you just free win. Just looking on the intrinsic real quick. I don't need to spell chain anything either. What I do need to do is make sure I have a temple later. Okay, we got 2 temples post. We got a temple right before Fel and then a temple at Seraph. If I could make one change to this, I would make this temple always here. I think that having a temple right before Seraph is very nice. Do I want to put Incan Armor 2 down? Am I going to sit on this guy? I don't think so. It's a really good upgrade, but I don't see myself... Well, you know what? I'll take it. I've thought about it a little more, and there's a chance that Rail Beater, if I find multi-strike and some scaling, he might just become my frontline killer. And so I want to keep that option open. And if he is my frontline killer, and I feel okay about taking this trial. If I do want Rail Beater to do big damage, I want to also have him have a way to survive on top floor. So, yeah, here we are. And it's a free incant. I should probably ping off one of these enemies, actually. I'm just assuming I'm going to hit Vent, which I do, but should I assume that? Probably not. And here you see the value of taking Forever Flame. A very nice pickup, indeed. Right now, this Rail Beater applies melee weakness that never gets triggered. But he's only really here to help out a little bit. He doesn't need to do much. Yeah, we got 40 armor on Soulguard. Yeah, look at that. We're just gonna frostbite enemies up and let them die. Yeah, this young Soulguard with 40, he doesn't need to do a whole lot to kill bosses. Let's give him a little more shard though, just to be sure. Is this mechanic really called shard? Man, they did have a lot of things called shard when this DLC came out, huh? I need to vent, right? I think I need to vent. Let's do this. I'm gonna kill the enemy in the back. I don't think it matters a lot. Yeah. I guess I should have killed the imp, but I don't think you need to do a whole lot there. That boss is not very scary. Flash Freeze is okay. I don't think it's great. Energy Siphon, Titan's Gratitude. You can make a case for Energy Siphon with Crystallis. It's free. Yeah, let me give it a shot. Molting him. Is it what I want to put on the Welder Helper? I mean, not really. 15 damage to all? Yeah, I don't think so. I think I'd be better off doing... Well, if I do a Welder Helper self-infuse, it's not that great because it doesn't die anymore. Unless I pick up an Imp Sacrifice, but that's something I can decide on later. Hidden Passage? Does this do anything? No, because I need to keep playing my Imps. Okay. Real Beater Alpha Fiend again. I don't think I want any of these. You want any of these? I don't want any of these. I'm okay. You can't have your whole run be Cold Channel Soul Guard, but I need the game to show me any better unit. I don't want to go look for Horned Warrior, but I feel like what I do right now is I grab Multi-Strike. It's Patient Seraph. I think I grab Multi-Strike. Assuming it's in here. And I put that on Rail Beater, although I have no scaling for him, so he is just hitting 10s raw. Yeah, but if I find a Horned Warrior, it's not that good either, right? Same problem. Although if I find a Horned Warrior, I could maybe infuse it onto Rail Beater. No, that's terrible. He still doesn't scale. I need to put like a Siren Essence on him, but that's only maybe +5 around, which is not a lot. I don't know what unit I'm looking for here. I think I'm gonna go right. If there's no multi-strike here, it's okay. I don't even know if I want to look for it. Value Stone? Yeah, I'm gonna stay on 0-pack shards right now. Okay, no multi-strike. I mean, I don't know if I would have even taken it. Does Spike Driver Colony work here? I don't have a meaningful infusion for it, I don't think. But what else do you do with, like, what am I doing? I have no idea what I'm doing right now. Does this unit work? And there's a steel shop right there. Too bad I rerolled it already, huh? I don't think this makes any sense. You get like 4 or 5 of them? I don't know. I'm gonna skip it. The game's gonna have to show me something better, right? Maybe I can just win on good spells even. If that's the case, I'm gonna put a Value Stone in Crystallis. Yeah, I feel like I should have gone left here, but that's easy to say after the fact. I was looking for multi-strike and then thinking about maybe hitting a Dark Deal here as our scaling option, but that line doesn't seem very likely here. I mean, currently we're fine, don't get me wrong. Presently our run is looking A-okay, but it's gonna stop looking A-okay once enemies start having more than 45 health, I assume. Split Anvil would be nice on this run, wouldn't it? I can live without taking the shard right now. Ideally, I just see a Siren here, right? Siren, give it multi-strike. I don't know if a Siren really scales fast enough, though. I think I need to see... you know what I need to see? I need to see... Ancient Synergy here is what I want, actually. Yeah, you just vent that. We're alright. It's one of those positions where I could sit here and hypothesize, but at the end of the day, the game has to show me something. And no amount of hypothesis is going to change the fact that this game has to show me something, or else we're never going to get anywhere. Hey, the Pyre does work on melee weakness. That's good to know. I also might die if I don't get to replay this imp, but I'm sure the game wouldn't do that to me. I have 50 armor on this guy, so One play of this imp and I'm fine. Yeah, one torch and I'm alright. Why did that imp's death not minus this by 1? Maybe it did. And we take our extra incant. One play of this imp will be plenty. It was fine without it even. Alright. I think that this is the juncture where the game shows me what I'm playing now. Yeah, Ancient Synergy is good. It was one of the options I was talking about. Called Kalia. I don't know, man. What about a Steelworker here? And I infuse that on Rail Beater? I mean, right now it looks like I was supposed to play Sweep Alpha Fiend, but that doesn't actually seem that good. And I think what I'm going to play here instead is spells. I think I'm just going to play good Stygian spells and see if that works. I think ultimately Rail Beater is a little worse than Steelworker, but do I want to make... I'll buy Steelworker here, sure. Most of my deck's cheap, but I have some expensive cards as well. I think it's still okay to take draw. Could look at a Stygian banner. The thing is, at this point, I'm not really convinced that a Siren helps all that much. I don't think a Siren really changes all that much, so... I think I might be better off going right and duplicating something like Ancient Synergy, and just kind of going all in on spells. I'm gonna try that. We're gonna follow this line. This is what I see here right now as an option. And for now I keep in the Rail Beater. I think I might even just infuse the Steelworker onto him. Give me another Ancient Synergy. And we're going all in on Cold Channel. The whole run hinges on Cold Channel providing enough Frostbite. There's some supporting relics we can see that'll help. We never want to take Heaven's Seal. I can kind of see it. One of the problems I see right now is that I want space and energy, but I think I can get around the energy needs by, well, A, having Forever Flame. That is one option. But yeah, a lot of the plan is going to be playing good Ancient Synergies. And we're looking for things like Totem Fragment, the Imp card, you know the one? Imp Sacrifice, any Imp Sacrificers. Things like that are what I'm after. We just incant. So weird run, for sure. But, I mean, enemies are going to walk to the pyre, but they're going to walk up there with Frostbite and melee weakness, and they're just going to die in one hit. And so that's not so terrible, as long as I don't go too high on pack shards. Yeah, make sure I'm actually killing my own imps. I think that's something I've been forgetting to do. I can hit my own Soul Guard to add more Frostbite. Yeah, with the melee weakness, I can let enemies go up to the pyre and they die in one shot, which is, you know, it's not great, but it's alright. And then I go for the 50-50. You hate to see it. That one mattered a bit. I mean, you can clearly see it's not great right now, but it will become okay. Hopefully. Our boss killing is exceptional, though. So we got that going for us, at least. I hope. Our boss killing is good. This is on 1. I'm gonna actually slow this down so you can see the Frostbite that's going up. Too bad Frostbite doesn't get applied or get affected by melee weakness. We took 34 in that fight, so it's not a good position. Urchin Spines can be a winner. That card can be good for us. This is not the Imp Sacrifice I wanted, but it's the Imp Sacrifice I'll be taking. And, oh, I need magic shops. What I really needed is I needed to have a temple to upgrade. I needed to be able to upgrade Ancient Synergy before the Hell Vents hit. And that's a real shame that I don't get to go to a temple first and, like, give it a piercing or give it anything, really. I don't think it makes any sense to go to this Hell Vent. Yeah. Yesterday's run, we had this great luck of having the Hell Vents back-to-back. Today's run is terrible fortune. Tempered Talisman's alright. Might be bad since I need to torch my own Soul Guard, but, you know, don't worry about it too much. And then the steel shop has... I'm okay with grabbing multi-strike for Rail Beater. It's not crazy, but, you know, it's alright. Yeah, I really need to make these ancient synergies not cost so much, but for now I'm going to remove 2 foregone towers. I know it makes them a little weaker, but, you know. We're looking for relics right now too. Things like Tethys' scales are what we're looking for. It's not perfect, but I'm looking for Totem Fragment. Ultimately, I'm looking for Totem Fragment. I did remove all my Trainsters with Crystal Cloak in mind. I am not worried about this boss. Hopefully. I'm not worried about this boss. And... hey! You know, I could have played it either way, but, you know. Hey! And then... yeah, I mean, Crystallis just kills things, which is good. With... it's 84 times 2. What a weird number for Crystallis to hit for. And yeah, we're gonna... hope that Tethys' Scales does enough here. I think it's been a while since I've done a run that relies so heavily on just your spells, right? Usually, I do like these runs, but usually I'm playing it a little differently with some better payoffs, but I think Cold Channel Soul Guard can do it. And we've had so many runs lately where I just dunk on Cold Channel Soul Guard for not doing anything. It'll be nice for Cold Channel Soul Guard to get to do something for once. Might have been, it was better to play 2 torches there. Once he gets to the 2x on Frostbite, it's going to be better. So really good. Why don't you die? If I vent twice, he dies, right? Yeah, he gets the Frostbite hit. Really good sweeper. Thank you for killing my imp. Trust me, I'm gonna hit the card that I want. Don't worry, I'll think of its name. Give me a sec. I gotta solve this turn. Hold on. So Steelworker is gonna go. He's gonna take 2 hits if he has an armor. I'm gonna play Steelworker down here with the imp, and that'll buy a lot of stealth turns, and we're gonna kill these guys. It doesn't matter if Soul Guard takes hits as long as the floor dies. That's good. I was saying something else. The card I want is called Dark Deal. It's the only reasonable rage card that we could possibly see at this stage of the game, sadly. But I'm sure we'll see it. Right, Monster Train? Yeah, that's what I thought. I'll play it all out just for fun. Stealth Boss basically dies. Basically doesn't matter if Stealth Boss is stealth or not because of Cold Channel Soul Guard. These aren't great. Could take Guardian Stone, but I don't think it's very good here. What if you put this on the imp? Oh god, I don't want to think about that. What a card draft. Yeah, I mean, Last Stand, One Horned Tome. Great in a different universe. Give me important work. So everything but Permafrost at this magic shop is good. I'm happy with any of them. Show me what's in the temple first. Value Stone's very nice as well. Value Stone Ancient Synergy is a winning card. And in the magic shop, you got Holdover. I'm pretty sure I'm supposed to hold over important work. You could hold over this Ancient Synergy, though. This card's really strong if you hold it over. And then you duplicate it, and that kills a lot. The problem I foresee... I'm going to do it. The problem I foresee with this is that it might struggle with killing enemies with Spell Shield, but I can pick off Spell Shields with Torches and Vents. We have a lot of cards to deal with that. Put a +10 here, yeah. And then -1 is important on the other Ancient Synergy. We will reroll Double Stack. What card did I want to double stack? I want to double stack Urchin Spines. I'm not so certain about this, though. It's a lot of money to ask. I'm not too confident in that one. I'll make Crystallis cost 1 instead of Ancient Synergy. Leave it open for a Value Stone to roll in. Now we're at 55. We can be at 70 here. I need to take 30, so... let's see what's in here. Trample Stone. One Horn's Tome, Remnant Pact. I mean, what the hell do you do with these, men? Nothing, I'm pretty sure. I don't think you do anything with these. Umbra Stone in a different universe where I saw a Rage Scaler. I think I did see a Rage Scaler, but I picked Welder Helper instead, actually, and I stand by that choice. But in a different universe, you put Trample Stone onto Rail Beater with double or self-infused Rage Imp, just pumping him up, and that unit crushes. But we're not in that universe, we're in this one. You can't know there's going to be a Trample, and I'm not even sure you make it here if you follow that line anyway. Quick 25-minute check to make sure I'm not muted. Yeah, I'm okay. I'm gonna put the Steelworker on Rail Beater. Am I gonna do it now or later? I don't think it matters too much. And for the rest of it's a temple. I think I'm gonna go over by 5 on the pack shards. We're gonna go to 95 at the Horde and then 105 on this Hellvent. And we're gonna duplicate Ancient Synergy probably. I think that's the option. Alright. Let's do it. This is a tough run, though. I think that this is a run where they didn't really show you... It's a clan combo of Stygian Hellhorned, and they didn't really show you anything other than Alpha Fiend Rail Beater. But they showed you Rail Beater with no real rage scaling pickup. And it's a tough one. I actually think that it is worth it here to do... No, I don't think it's worth it. If I were still in the position where wow, the Steelworker Infusion might be bad. Probably alright. If I were still in the position where I hadn't gone to that magic shop, right, I would not do what I just did with the Welder Helper. I would have let it take the Ember Drain, but since my spells are already lower cost, we do have to get through these Alabaster Guardians, but I guess we just kill this one and then ignore the others. And Energy Siphon enemies that look scary. Oh, I should have double stacked that card. Wow. That's a weird thought, but I should have double stacked Energy Siphon. Huh. Interesting. Yeah. We have the Steelworker Infusion isn't so bad because we do have Imp Sacrifice cards, which are close enough, I would say. Oh yeah, it's pain now. I'm doing it. Our Soul Guard's about to get a lot stronger as well. The game plan is just to crush Relentless, and it crushes Relentless. The rest of it's just a little up in the air. And if I have Torch in hand, I kill my Imp. So earlier I said I was going to take space, and that space was planned to let me play a second Imp. I think I have enough armor gained through the single Imp plus the Steelworker Infusion, plus the fact that I kill the enemies on the turn that they're on me. Why isn't anything infused? There it is. I think we have enough armor gain that I don't need it, and so I'm not going to take space. However, I don't necessarily know if we need energy anymore since we had a pretty good Magic Shop and Value Stone get. I guess we'll look as time progresses here. You got a few question marks to handle yet. I mean, I'm playing out my whole hand. We have an energy relic. We have Forever Flame. And a lot of our energy is spent on an Impling. Impling? Just an Imp. You're not a Ling. My mistake, young lord. Another relic on the block of relics that I would have liked to have seen but couldn't think of at the time is Vapor Funnel. Vapor Funnel represents a lot of damage between the Frostbite and the melee weakness. It's a lot of damage in a singular hit. Urchin Spines doesn't do a whole lot right now. It's a later relic. I mean, look at this Soul Guard. Sorry, not relic. I'll put it here. You never know. No doubt in my mind, Soul Guard crushes this Fell Fight. And we did pretty consistently draw torches on the turn that I needed to draw a torch, considering. So, I don't feel too bad. I think we have a pretty good shot at it here. 266 damage. That's a lot of Frostbite. Dude, this Rail Beater is just chilling. But It's important he's here because in longer relentless fights, I'm going to want the body that holds and just sits there and has armor after all is done. Monster Train offers me an interesting question here. Is it right to take Dark Deal? So it does 6 to my man and gives him Rage 7. The other option is, of course, Transcendent. Transcendent is pretty good. I'm willing to take Dark Deal. I've been taking less Transcendence. Do I really need that big burst of armor? I don't know, it seems fine. It just kind of like gets in the way, I think. Or Dark Deal... I think I should go Transcendent here. There's no consideration for Spike of the Stygian. Who's that? Spike of the Stygian isn't terrible, actually. But I'd have to take energy if I was going to go for this. I feel like it's Dark Deal. Deep down inside, I feel like I have enough armor gain through Welder Helper. Although, you know what? No, I don't think... I think it's Transcendent, actually. I think it's Transcendent because it's Patient Seraph. If it were a different Seraph... probably not Chase Seraph either. But... I think I need Transcendent to just put a big armor drop onto my Soul Guard. Yeah, I'm gonna go Transcendent for Patient Seraph. And now, here's the real question. Do I need energy? Not particularly. All my stuff is cheapened up. I don't need space that much. I guess I could go for space if I see Endless. You go for space if you're looking for Endless here. Because if you get Endless Transcendent, then you have ridiculous armor gain. But I think one Transcendent is enough. I'm going to take the second draw. Spicy, I know, but I'm going for it. I'm going to go right. 2 free relics is probably better than a paid one, and we get the magic shop. Forgotten Name is okay. I think this relic is a little underrated. I underrate it, although it does hurt me a little bit. I think it's still good. Permafrost plus 10 minus 1. Take a look in here. You got Queen's Tail. Queen's Tail is interesting. I mean, Firebox and Grindstone do nothing, so Queen's Tail. I guess Grindstone represents like, what, 15 damage onto Railbeat or something like that? Not much. It doesn't represent much. We're gonna take stuff to 0. I kind of want to make Titan's Tooth a playable card too, just make it something that I can play raw, but I don't want to pay for Permafrost here, I don't think. You can put Permafrost onto Important Work, but Holdover Crystallis is... Actually, Holdover Important Work is good. Yeah, Holdover Important Work. Permafrosting it would be nice so that if you draw it early, it's fine. You can get to it anyway again. You hold on to it in the hand instead of having to redraw it, but we have 25 cards and 7 draw. I think it's alright. And I'm gonna make Crystallis 0. Plus 10. Put a plus 10 here, sure. And then Cavern says... It's Spike of the Stygian. I did say it's not bad. Again, I don't think I want it because I'd have to take energy. I don't have anything that's going to be generating me a lot of energy. Although Queen's Tail kinda. No, I should take Rail Spike. Awoken's Rail Spike, that is. Because I was gonna skip there, I wasn't gonna take the Spike of the Stygian, but Awoken's Rail Spike is a free X cost card in the worst of times, which is good enough. And then we got Cold Channel 3. I think this run can win. I feel like I've done due diligence. Patient Seraph. Oh, this fight can be scary too. We're gonna go ahead and give it the respect it's due. I think that I've done about enough to give us a pretty good shot at this one. Yeah, we'll do like that. No Forgotten Name proc there, actually. Probably should have gone for that. Anyway, Welder Helper is now positive on energy. However, I do need to have a torch in hand with it. But, yeah, like 2 or 3 Welder Helper plays, and then you drop the Transcendent, and that's good. One of the things I have to worry about, though, a classic conundrum, is I have to make sure that I'm killing enemies on the top floor more. Because if I don't, I'm going to end up with no incants. So we're actually going to go ahead and pass killing this floor below us to get the incants. Because I need to get rolling here, or else I'm just going to get steamrolled by bosses. I need to, because what will happen right now is I will have all of my power focused on killing enemies on the middle floor and not on the top floor. And I'm losing a lot of value in doing that. Something to look out for you. And then we important work. And then I need to play Welder Helper again, and then torch it, and then I'll rail spike it. It's all right. If it sits for a turn, it doesn't matter because of the holdover now, so it's fine either way. Yeah, this is better because now we're getting our frostbite. It's worse because Solgard's taking a little bit of damage, but that damage doesn't matter a lot. 5, 10, 5 is 20. You're 21. You could actually do this. Is that right? Do this. Is this right? I think it's right. And then I play Ancient Synergy, and I let this imp tank all that damage. And then I kill it. No, because I take damage for doing that where I didn't have to. I saved health on Solgard, but I didn't need to save health on Solgard here. That's not right. I guess I ping my own Solgard for the frostbite. Yeah. So I'll take 10 that I didn't need to take here. But that's okay. It was one of those things where I was looking at it and I was trying to figure, I knew I didn't feel right, but I couldn't figure out what was wrong with that idea. Now I know. Impressive. Like, killing enemies is good if I'm killing them on this floor. I have the keep the urchin spines for particularly tough enemies. It's like a one-off answer card, right? You don't need it to do a lot, but when it does something, it's gonna save the run. There you go. It's going surprisingly well. Should have put the frost or the energy siphon down. I just I have a lot of value here, and I'm not against having a lot of value here. I think the boss has no chance, right? The boy here has a lot of. Yeah, I'm just gonna end turn against this guy just in case. You never know. Don't need to play spells and then see that it was actually way closer than I realized. It wasn't close, but. You never know with that guy. Living armor, am I right? Hoarfrost Effigy. Man, Hoarfrost Effigy would be so cool if... Man, like, imagine if you could have Frostbite stay on the Divinity long enough to get a full wave of Frostbite hit on him. A dream. Ice Storm is cool. Ice Storm's really good, but it makes me want to go right. Those 4 times 5, it's not the worst, but I don't think it's right, because I'm gonna go left instead, and extra important works don't hurt us. They just give us more plays of Welder Helper in a single turn and generate energy. Go left. The extra pyre health also feels pretty good. Let me quickly tempo check. Intrinsic and value stone. You want to do something a little spicy here? I'm going to do something a little spicy here. I'm going to do something a little out of character here. You know me. I'm a 100 pack shards hardline player. But because we didn't go to 100, let's go to a little more. Let's do intrinsic value stone rail spike. A little spice. Just a little bit of spice for you. Ah, rail hammer is a shame to miss. But what can you do? Would have loved to have that rail hammer though. Didn't even end up needing the Transcendent. Oh well. I mean, I'm gonna maybe need him in the Patient Sarah fight. Okay. I'm gonna throw out a foregone power. I think it's fine. Makes Ancient Synergy 2 damage less, right? 2, 3, 2. If I could have bought that rail hammer, ooh buddy. Let's do it. Patient Seraph is scary. At 150 he gets trample is what I hear. 150 pack shards, that is, and trample plus melee weakness, you know. Scary. You ever play bottom floor here to dodge Patient Seraph? I don't think so. But I guess it doesn't really make a difference. I'll have damage go through to the Pyre that I don't want to have go through. Game puts you in a bit of a conundrum here. I think ultimately Patient Seraph is going to have a lot of damage, no matter what you do. And so giving him +6 here isn't the end of the world. I think we have to do it. Could always skip the Rail Beater, but I don't feel right about that. We go Ancient Synergy. I'm down here. I'm going to try to not incant him too much. Yeah, hitting an Ancient Synergy with that is pretty big value. Incanting him for this position isn't bad, because it gives a bit of Frostbite, but... I'm just combating Patient Seraph's damage output, basically, which I think I can do. And melee weakness is a little scary, but... I think I can get it. I'm gonna make the call here. I'm gonna put Transcendent on the middle floor. Yeah. It's a big waste of Transcendent, but not too bad. There's a reasonable chance that I lose here because my Welder Helper's at the bottom of the deck. So I put the Transcendent here, and now I give Seraph a 50-50 on walk into the top floor. The thing is, I do need to clear this melee weakness, right? Because 3 times 33 is 99, whereas 2 times 33 is a more reasonable number. However, taking 30, we're in a bad spot no matter how you look at it here. No matter how you slice it, things don't look great. I think I'm gonna drop one of these Ancient Synergies on the holdover. Alright, so I bought myself an extra turn, got to the Welder Helper, and sadly I don't have my card to go with Welder Helper. However, what I should have done is I should have put the Welder Helper in front here. That's what I should have done. And I should have let him sit. Oh well. Too late now. Lots of different ways to think about playing this combat. I need to incant now. I should have, should have sacrificed him and pinged. That's okay. Put an Energy Siphon down here. We know Seraph's going top. Has to. Now let's figure out how we're gonna not die here. Well, I guess I'll play Vent at max because there's no reason not to. Everything in my hand is free. That's not true, actually. The next card might not be free. Well, I'm putting Welder Helper in front. He has to go in front. If I had that Transcendent still, I would feel a lot better because I could just be building summon effects and then letting it all rip. But I do not, so I cannot. But once I get to the sacrifice again, it's okay. Yeah. Oh, Seraph does have trample. Apparently it's 120. Apparently it's not 150. It's a little lower. That's terrifying. Okay. That's a problem. We have to not incant anymore. Oh, and it doesn't proc melee weakness? What the heck? Okay. So, leaving the Welder Helper in front to bait the melee weakness no longer seems like that good of a plan. We might just be screwed entirely. You live, but is it worth it? Because what's happening now is Seraph kills the imp, and then... No, I guess I can do it. Yeah, as long as the imp lives, I guess I can do it. And the imp lives. Yeah, if I didn't have to sack my Transcend Imp, we would be in an okay spot. But I did have to sack my Transcend Imp, so we're in a bad spot. We can still worm our way out of this, I think. Gotta get through all of this. So you go... You gotta play both Ancient Synergies, that's for sure. That's a given. I can't let this Welder Helper die. Well. Oh, but then there's the melee weakness, right? So you go Important Work. And then you go Welder Helper again in front. And then, I don't know, I guess I start stacking spell weakness on Seraph. Dude, we're fucked. We're actually so fucked. Patient Seraph ruins this run. 100%. There is no way. I cannot conceive of a universe where we can sneak our way out of this. Well, maybe, right? Because big news here. This Gilded Wing hits Soul Guard for not that much. Oh, and that's a huge draw on Important Work. Hold. I did ping it, my imp. I was gonna ping this Light Wings, but that's okay. I can play Titan's Tooth. Could also have vented. That's okay. Hang on. Dude, that's just 46. Ooh, buddy. Yeah. Damage to Pyre doesn't matter. Hold. Because now we can power up a little bit here. Just a touch, though. It's not a lot. But I need to start incanting up my Soul Guard, because I had to give up a bunch of them. Numerically speaking, we may be dead. However, I have a dream, and I will operate on the fact that there's a chance. I vent, I think. Or actually, Titan's Tooth is a little better. I need this imp to hit the Steel Wings and die. That is the most important thing that can happen here. This imp needs to die. I don't care what happens to this Gilded Wing. The imp needs to die. And I may as well. Like, I'm gonna have to play spells on these guys. Right? No, I guess it doesn't actually have to be played like that. No, that's too much. I can play Vent, and I can play Foregone Power. Let's see if we can get away with the greatest caper in Monster Train history here. He's gonna rally. That is a given. I'm gonna punch through these enemies, who actually, in killing, I make things significantly worse. Something I did not consider. But yeah, those guys mattered a lot. I had to not kill them. That's interesting. Wow, I could have maybe made it if I didn't kill those enemies, because I needed them to hit Soul Guard. Huh. Well, I got robbed. Seraph the Patient robbed me as well. I tried to rob him back, but it's a hard run. This is a really hard run to play into Patient Seraph if I don't pull the Welder Helper early. In the end, I think I needed the second Welder Helper more. But I didn't need it to play both of them. I needed the second Welder Helper to... Yeah, just to be able to draw one, right? Or I needed to have Transcendent. Like, there's so many ways you can go about playing this fight. It's really hard. I'm thinking about restarting it, but I think I'm just gonna let it go. Because, like, at the end of the day, my game plan, especially with this Awoken's Railspike play, was to draw into Welder Helper, and I just didn't hit him. I had, like, maybe I didn't need to take the second Important Work because dilutes the draw just a touch, but it's hard. It's a hard fight. It's a hard run because they don't give you anything too obvious. And if I had thought about it, I think if I had left those two guys alive, well, here, let's maybe Seraph will have a lot of frostbite and then die. And with the melee weakness hold, he does have 424 frostbite actually. It's that trample. I think actually without that trample he would have died. Because the trample just goes right through the imp. It would have been... Yeah, without that trample he would have died. So, you know, if I had stayed lower on pack shards I would have won as well. But, well. Uncharacteristic, small sample size. I have exactly one instance against it, so therefore I will never go high on pack shards again. I mean, I think it was fine. It would feel like a genius if I had drawn my welder helper in time because of that play on the spike. So I was really only thinking in terms of the divinity, though. I wasn't thinking about Seraph. Anyway, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed, don't forget to leave me a like. Subscribe if you want to see more. I'll see you in the next one. Have a good one.